Hey, what's up? This is Big Lee with Hustler Spirit. We talking again today to Mr. Fleece Johnson. What's up, Fleece?
How you doing, my brother?
Doing good, man. How was your week?
Man, it was good. It was good. I can't complain. You know, it don't do no good.
That's right. Ain't nobody gonna listen. But let's get right into it. Man, let's back up a little bit in the prison system. When you first walk into I don't know if it's booking like it is in jail. I don't know how it goes. But when you first get to prison, what's the process that they take you through?
Well, booking in prison is different from jail. Right now in Louisville jail, you know, they was talking all this stuff on TV about how certain drugs was getting into the jail.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they was telling the state, you know, that they need more funding, more officers, and all this old crap, right? And I went through that jail and seen the process. They don't process you the way they do in prison. You can come in that jail and smuggle anything in it. Anything. It ain't got nothing to do with funding. More officers got something to do with knowing how to do your job. Like in prison, when you leave jail to go to intake in the penitentiary, they gonna strip you. They don't do that in jail, strip you off no more. Prison, they gonna strip you bare down to the sock, naked. They gonna tell you turn around, spread your booty, squat, and cough 3 times. I don't know who you think you are, you gonna do it. That's the first thing they do. And all that hair and all that old stuff, it's coming off your head, right?
What, they gonna cut it off?
Yeah, they gonna cut. All them old dreads and stuff, it's coming off. Your dreads is coming off.
I wonder if that's just in Kentucky, because I see, I've seen other people, they be having dreads in there.
Well, you can grow them in there. But our prison system in Kentucky was like they was coming down on punishment on inmates. That they said when you go to the hole, they had a white man they called a barbershop man. You get it right up, go to the hole, first thing they do is set you in that chair and cut your hair. Bald. We went through a whole bunch of court battles over that, right? So where is that now? I don't know. I've been on the streets. But here's the thing. In intake, in prison, they gonna do you like that. Then they take you to the shower, and they got this stuff they spray on you. Now, you standing there spraying this stuff all over your body, make sure you ain't got lice, no type of bugs or nothing. They spray it all in your hair, all around, and then they tell you rinse it off. And after that, you know, while you taking a shower, they got inmates standing by, be checking you out, looking on the wall, seeing what you look like, you know. And so you get out of the shower, you know. Then you got to wait there for the case workers that call you in and go by your point score. See, it's very important when you're in jail that you don't get no disciplinary reports in jail, like cussing the girls or fighting, because it adds to your point score. See, and when you go into intake, they decide in intake what prison you're going to go to based on your point score. They take your age into consideration. If you're young, you get a 12 point and stuff like that. And after that, they'll classify you. Then when you go to prison, it's the same thing. Soon you step out of intake to go into prison, you got to go through that process again. Strip off naked. They go through all your stuff, make you squat, spray your butt. And then you go into the prison. And you go to the nurse will come over, take your vital signs and stuff, and see if you have any medication requests. medical problems. And after that, they take you to the property room. Now, the inmates, they already seen the move sheet, seen your name on it. And if anybody know you, yeah, they'll say it's so-and-so, so-and-so. But if you done shot somebody and they got family members in there, but they plotting on you. But they gonna be plotting hard on how to trick you. And they don't care who your friends are. See, what you don't know is the friends you done left that been locked up for 4 or 5 years, that you say, yeah, I know so-and-so, he's in there. You don't know. Now, his standing in the streets might have been good, but in prison, he might be anything. He might be a coward, punk, anything. Whatever he was on the street, it ain't what he's going to be in there. So, excuse me. So, you got to look forward to that. And then where they going to house you? See, the prison, they got them double cells. They put you in there with anybody. Yeah. Put you in a cell with somebody big. Them guards, when them guards want to be nasty, they'll put you in a cell, they know you black. If they hear you talking a lot, they say he's mouthy. Let's put him in the cell with so-and-so, somebody white and racist. We know one of them going to kill each other, so let's put him in there with him. I'll put you in there with a freak, right? They know dudes are freaks. They know the freaks. Let's put him in there with dude. See how that blur out. So you got all that to worry about. Now you got homeboys in there, they can tell you in advance, hey man, no matter where they put you, I'm gonna get you moved in my cell or on my walk out, in my cell house. So that works sometimes. But you got a lot to look into, man. And so like I said, you ain't got your gun, your weapon. People that you think gonna stand in your corner, they ain't gonna do it. You being there all alone. It's gonna be horrible.
Let me ask you a question. So after you get in there and say you done talk to your social worker and everything, and they get you to your cell block, you go in there and you put your stuff down. Do you come right back out and participate with everybody in the prison?
Well, it depends on you. Like, if I go in there, I'm gonna just put myself in my cell, man, and I straighten my cell and stuff up when I'm going back on to York. I gotta see people mingle and all this stuff, right? See what's going on.
Yeah. It's first day.
Yeah, first day I gotta go out there and see what's happening, And I just leave myself in my cell, but I can know. But they're still in prison. Mm-hmm. Man, they would steal a toothbrush, soap dish, pair of flip-flops. They steal anything in there. Yeah. So and then they set you up, your own homeboys will set you up to get robbed. Your homeboys will set you up to get raped, set you up to get killed.
Yeah, but that first day when you go out on the yard, you walking around the yard, you probably gonna know something. You probably gonna run into somebody you know.
You're gonna know a lot of people. You're gonna run into somebody from your city that knows you. I know your family. What hood you came out of. You're gonna know something. Unless you come from a country town or something like that. But most likely you come from the city. It's city people and more city than town people. So you gonna know somebody. Somebody gonna know you are your people.
Are you linking up with somebody at first day or?
Yeah, that's another thing. You go in and when I left prison, as I was coming out this time, the young people flipped the script. They knew about all this booty warrior stuff. When they hit prison, they clicked up. 5 or 6 of them in a clique.
Oh, they didn't used to do it?
No, everybody's trying to click up now because they know how serious this is, man. A lot of these young cats is going in there with murder. They're not going there with robberies. Murders is out doing robberies now. There's more murders. And so you got murders, 9 out of 10, somebody in there is friends or family to whoever you killed. So you got drama, you got fight. Your life will be in peril the whole time you locked up. Somebody gonna be after you. So it ain't never over. You put yourself in a trap. People don't think like that. They think like, even if your charge ain't murder, it's robbery or something, you let people talk you into stuff, man. I learned this when I got out of prison. I seen something out here in society I used to not see, man. These ladies out here, yeah, the ones that they out here working or whatever, they got guys out here, bro. A lot of these young cats, man. If you ask them, man, what is you stealing for? I mean, you go rob something, you gotta know at least what I'm doing it for. I want a house, a car, a business, take care of my kids, family. At least you got a reason why you out there stealing. People nowadays is stealing just to be stealing. And they keep stealing until they get caught. Well, here's what you don't realize. All this stuff you let somebody talk you into, like I said before, you heard me say it. Everybody in prison had a plan, but they still locked up. All I'm gonna tell you, yeah, I had a perfect plan. And you locked up. Just because you got a plan don't mean it's gonna go according to the plan. You're gonna get busted, man. They got things set up out here now that is virtually almost impossible to do a crime and not fall back on you. It's just the way the system is designed and set up and the way people is out here snitching and telling. It's just like, I seen this in prison before I left too. It's a lot of people in up for murder. They never anticipated going to prison. But here's what they do. When they got so much time, they know they can't do it, man. I can't do all this time, man. So somebody come in from the city and they'll set him down there and tell him, man, what's going on in the city, man? Who killed so-and-so? Who did this and do it? And the new inmates will tell them, oh, man, so-and-so shot so-and-so. No, they the one that killed so-and-so. And you know what? The guys already locked up. It's their ticket on their way out. They'll have the prosecutor contacted. They'll be back in court making a deal to turn state evidence on the new people. It's like a rotation, snitching rotation, right? They go through. I sat back and watched all that. So that's why I ain't never joined a clique or a gang, and I don't want to be around all that. I'm a gangster. I done seen what they do, man. I done seen how pressure will fold them, how situations will change them. Predicaments, will take their gangsterism out of them and they become rats and polices and traitors and truth breakers, cutthroats. I done seen it, man. So I stay away from it. I respect whoever is into that. But it's something I don't want to go down that lane. But I'm telling you, you better think hard. You better think hard before you get out there and pick them guns up and go after somebody. You better think hard about it. All right, here's something that really disturbed me. Now, before I left prison, I had a friend in prison. He did.
He was your friend, or he became a friend?
No,
while
he
you
was a
there?
friend in prison. We ran stores and poker games and stuff together, right?
Yeah.
You know, and he was like, you know, he went into the college program, computer program, and he got a degree in that computer stuff.
What was he in prison for?
Murder.
Okay.
You know, he came out of the army and he killed somebody with his hands, right? So he went to prison.
How much time you get?
He got life.
Mm.
So check this out. He got out on the streets before I got out. So at the time I got out, he done got locked up. Around about the same time.
He done got locked back up.
Yeah. So I told y'all that I called 911 when I wanted to go back to prison and go through the program to get out parole. So I'll tell you that later, but I went back.
For that 1 year?
Yeah, 1 year to get out parole. And I met him. So I said, hey man, what happened to you? So what happened was he got out, got a relationship with a girl out here. She was on that crack. He didn't know. So he was working at GE. They already promoted him and all that. He was skilled in that computer stuff. So he was going somewhere, making good money. So that girl was getting his money. So one day he walked in and she had a dude sitting there. So he said, who's that? She said, that's my brother. He said, how you doing, man? All that shit. Turned out it was her pimp. Like, they was putting some type of game down on him, you know. So he came back a couple of days later, caught them in, you know, just having sex, and they was talking bad about him. How they tricked him, how stupid he was, and all this shit. And I mean, how stupid he was. So he whooped the dude, took the girl, whooped her, tied her up, put her in the trunk. All right? He kept her in the trunk. So he go back to work. When he had lunch break, he come out on his lunch break, pop the trunk open, take the gag out of her mouth, put some beanie weenies, I pull something down in her mouth and give her something to drink, gag her back up, slam the trunk back, and go on back to work. He did that for 90 days. I said, well, how did you give her a bath? He said, well, he had a place he'll take her, he'll raise the trunk up, spray her with a water hose, you know, give her something to drink. He don't never take her out of the trunk to stand up or nothing. She used the bathroom right there. So he thought when she lost a lot of weight.
What do you mean she used the bathroom right there on herself?
Yeah, and he'll spray it down with a water hose. He had it, like he put plastic in her and then put her in her. But the way he got it is when that water filled over, you know, he had something, he'll brush it out, you know, or turds or what. But she didn't get nothing but that. And he had her tied in her good, anchored in her. And so he started buying Pampers because it was hard to take her clothes off and all that. You know, you give them a bath, just, you know, put in a pamper, man. So one day he went to Walmart to buy 2 big old grocery baskets full of Pampers. And when he raised that trunk up, she tried to get it. He tried to push her back. And some lady in the parking lot, little daughter, saw it and told her mama, Mama, somebody's in that trunk. When her mama saw a glimpse of it, she called the police. So when he came out of Walmart with them 2 grocery baskets full of all these Pampers, they just jumped out. And they raised the trunk up and took that girl out. The ambulance came. 90 days. So he was telling me all this. So I know how he is, man, but I didn't think he was ever that bad, right? He done got out and let this stuff out here flip him. flip his mind. He had enough nerve to ask me, Fleece, when I go for parole, you think they gonna give me parole, man? First of all, you on parole for murder. You went out, kidnapped somebody, held him 90 days, torturous conditions, right? Brutal. And you think, I said, well, I'm not going to argue with this man, right? You know, I'm gonna agree with him. And I don't feel like going through all that, you know, having to kill him or something, right? So I said, yeah. I said, yeah. I don't see no reason why they shouldn't give you parole, buddy. I said, you was trying to do the humanitarian thing. What you did was humanitarian.
So he put in the trunk to keep her away from drugs.
Yeah, to keep her away from drugs. I said, you did a very humanitarian thing. He said, that's what I'm trying to say, man. And I looked at him like, oh my God. Man. And yeah.
Ain't no way he getting parole.
No, they're not gonna give it to him. And he was lucky he got it that time. See, I used to teach people how to make parole. You know, I've been in front of them so many times, I learned what they know. That's how I was able to manipulate the system. I knew what they knew. The parole board, what is the training for a parole board member? What training do they go to? What is their studies? What is it that they study? In body language, a whole bunch of other things. So, you know, you put your hand over the side of your heart like that, while you making a statement, that's a sign of honesty. When they see it, I knew what they knew, so when I do all this, I say, look, I'm telling y'all the truth. I already know what they're going to say. He's telling the truth because, you know, all that. So I knew how to manipulate them, right? And so... They got a TV screen now in the parole room because the inmates kept jumping on them. So now you see them over the TV screen, you know, like Zoom. So I learned something else. When they turn the screen off, you see a little red beeping. That means I can't see them, but they can still see me. They can still hear me in the room. But they feel that I'm under the impression that when the screen goes black, you know, when they go into deliberation, that I'm going to think that the TV screen is turned off. See, but I learned it ain't turned off. So that was my perfect time. I used to train all the inmates. I say, look, when that screen goes black, remember, they watching you and listening. And that's why you talk to whoever the parole officer is in that room. You start saying things, right? They said, saying things like what? I said, like, here's I'll give you an example. I said, when they turn the screen off of me, I said, look. I said, I told them the truth, man. I said, you know, I really felt. What they don't realize, is how remorseful I felt over this and that. I was talking all that. And I know they listening, right? And then they turn the screen on, they holler parole. But me, I was so mentally set on this fight and stuff. I made parole many times and went back on the compound and got in a fight. Soon I stepped off the parole board. People said, come on, policeman, go home. I said, no, bro, I'm going home someday. I will go home someday. Whether on the streets, heaven or hell, I'm going home someday, somewhere.
What was keeping you there?
Man, I wouldn't lay down under anything came at me that I felt was disrespectful or violating my principles, right? I felt like I'm not with all this. I wanted to prove a point. I don't have no fear of consequences.
You didn't want so you didn't
It
want to
ain't
leave.
that I didn't want to get out or go home. It's just that, man, I don't fear the consequences. You know, when you step to me,
What was you scared of out here in the free world
man, it's a whole lot I'm afraid of. Even
at
in
that
now.
time?
Well, I wasn't afraid of getting out of prison, man. You misunderstand me. If I live by a certain principle, where, let's say, if you call me a rat,
Mm.
I'm gonna stomp your ass, right? Or you gonna stomp my
In
ass?
prison.
Yeah, and on the streets.
That's where it's different though. You can't do it on the street.
Yeah. You, and your principles, you can't be hypocritical in nothing. You gonna have to either be real at what you do or not real at all, right?
Now we getting somewhere.
And so, and I realized that, right?
You realize what?
That I'm gonna have to make a lot of changes in the way I think
Okay.
and see things.
That's what I was trying to get to. Okay.
And I had to make a lot of changes because if I'm gonna kill everybody that call me a nigga, I'll be killing them the rest of my life.
Right.
I'll never get out.
Right.
So somewhere along the line, I'm gonna have to raise my tolerance level.
Mm-hmm.
See, when I read the Bible, I learned that Jesus became perfect through the things he was able to suffer. Perfection come through that. If don't nothing bother you, can't nothing get to you, hey, you done reached perfection, right? If a person can kill a loved one in front of you and you forgive them, hey, a lot of people like, I ain't going through all that. This world is set down on retaliation. Everything's based on greed, retaliation, or hatred, or something. As well as the driving motivation behind a lot of stuff in society. But I'm like this, bro. I knew I had to change. If I'm going to survive out here in society, I'm going to have to seek for the truth first. I'm going to have to live by the truth. I can't be living in fantasies, right? I'm living a lie, right? Pretending to be something I'm not, right? Be who I am, right? Child of God, a good person, whatever. I have opportunities. Don't let myself be filled with feelings like I gotta be a gangster. I don't want to be one. I gotta be tough. I don't want to be that. I gotta be a bad boy. I definitely don't want to be. I done been on them, and everything I done been done took me where I went. I almost lost my life being this stuff. It took me through all that prison stuff, trying to be something that, hey, even to this day, I never was able to even be. So I'd rather just be me, right? Just a normal person. I don't want no smoke. Out here trying to survive, keep my head above water. Not trying to live above my means, And I'm satisfied with that life now. But why would I want to go back trying to be what got me in all the mess I just came out of? Why would I want to go back to trying to be that?
Since we on the subject of the mentality, because I know you worked through temp services before, and I know how, sometimes when you come in through a temp service, the people treat you like you from a temp service. They kind of disrespect you a little bit on jobs. How did you deal with that?
Man, every job I went through with motivation. I was a driving force. If I come in with the want to work.
What job have you had where they knew you was from a temp service and they treated you disrespectful?
Well, like in Indianapolis, I worked in up there, and I worked local oil stadium and all that. I seen, So up there in Luke oil state, they got a black supervisor. See, mostly in all these places where they be putting blacks in positions, but see, here's how they do it. It's called socioeconomics. So we got a crowd of people out here applying for this job. We got black people. Now, I see a real respect for black man. He's qualified. And he's perfect. But I'm a white person. That ain't what I want. I passed him off for, here's another black person. He's qualified, but he got that attitude, that nasty attitude. That's who I want. Because I want the black people to see this. They gonna run into them everywhere in America, all over America. That's how they doing the setup now. They either putting the gay black men's up there, or the black men's with the nasty attitudes, they giving them the job. Wiping out everybody else so that people, society, and people in society will only see this, right? And they would look at all black men as being either one of the two, gay or with a bad attitude. So I'm working for a job up there, so this black man, he's a supervisor, top supervisor. So these Latino girls, he's trying to push his weight in front of, he was showing off in front of them. So one day he ran up on me. He said, every time I see you, you just standing around and you ain't doing no work, get your stuff and go home. I said, hold up. I said, that's my work buggy right there. I'm just waiting to empty. So when he found out I told the truth, he said, when you get done emptying that, you go back over and take your punk ass back over and talk to me like that, man. I said, okay. I laughed, he don't know me. He don't even know who I am, right? So I waited till he got in front of all the workers that he's been showboating in front of. I came over and dumped that big old thing in front of him.
On the ground?
On the ground in front of him. Called him out, cussed him. He started taking his watch off, all this old stuff. He even took his shirt off, beat his chest. A big old black dude. Tell me, come on, baby. Ain't no but earn opportunities. Earn opportunities. I said, look, I ain't with all this old stuff here, right? I said, everybody know I've been penitentiary and all that. I'm going to get blamed for it and all that. I said, but look, give me a reason. I said, look, just take a step towards me. I'll throw the first punch. I said, how about that? Just take one step just towards me. He wouldn't do it. So he told me to take one. So when I took one towards him, he backed up. I said, what do you keep backing up for? I said, you a punk, man. I talked about his mama, talk about his kids, anybody in your family is dead. I said all that. I want you to go off, bro. I said, I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to knock you out and I'm going to dig in your butt. That's what I told him. I'm going to knock you out and I'm going to dig in your butt. He didn't even know how to translate that, right? So I knew I was fired. So I went downstairs, got my stuff out of my locker. So when I was coming back up to leave the, look all stadium, so what? He's now around a bunch of other black older men. I said the same thing. I said, did he tell y'all I talked about his mama? I said, now let me talk about his kids. And then let me talk about you. I said, look, every one of y'all supervisors, they got an alley back here. Each one of them, one at a time, I take you back there and knock you out, dig in your butt, right? They want to run, then next thing, here come a security guard. So I went on and left the place. But everywhere in Atlanta, I've seen the same thing in the bus station up in Atlanta. A bunch of gay people running everything in Atlanta, black men. Only people who really make it in Atlanta is black ladies because they get along with the gay people, right? Lady thing. So, it's, when you see how they are setting things up, see, in this country, man, it's some nasty stuff. It irritates me. It irritates me. And when I went to a temp place, and I'm a temp worker, here you got people calling in, we need temps, so we going on. Now, the workers that is hired on, they be looking at us all nasty. I said, first of all, we didn't ask you, y'all asked for our help. Apparently, the work y'all got to do, y'all don't have enough manpower or the ability to complete the job. So y'all called on us to do it. We came to do what you are unable to do on your own. So if y'all want to sit there and run your mouth about temp services, temp this and that, hey, we should get a higher raise than y'all, right? Because we come to complete what you can't complete. We come to do what you're unable to do. We the apple that'll take you over the edge, bro. And so, I got fired on 30, 40 jobs, man, because of all this internet stuff, but that Vlad didn't put out. But, I still manage, man. And anybody that I work for will tell you, you don't come no harder than me, man. If I can't improve if I can't improve your business and make it shine, I feel like I shouldn't even be here. Man, I worked in cooking places. I was shelves. I worked at the spaghetti factory. I worked at up in restaurants, hotels, swimming lands. I was top dog. I was a supervisor at a production place before the corrections department, the ones that don't like me, stepped in and took my job. See, I get out of prison. How many people get out of prison after doing all the time I did? Just listen at this. Ain't got no family waiting on me, nobody. It was some little guy named Don told me, he said, man, I got a sister named Treble, and my family be your family. Treble used to be a model, she's known, cute. Treble came and right off the back, man, she went to the store and brought me clothes and stuff. Never asked for none of it back. She drove me around the city trying to get me used to things, man, showing me what's up, what ain't. We was together so much, people thought we was dating. They couldn't understand that a person's heart can be that good, man. She was just like me having a street buddy. They say all my street buddies gotta be males. Bull crap. Says who? She was a woman, man. We just sat around and talked, ate silly and stuff, man. Treva was cool, man. Never wanted nothing from me, bro. And we never had sex or nothing. She was a good woman, man. She was in my corner, man.
Figures is not the way to go.
Here's my rap sheet. Like you can see, I'm robbing. 74. Now these is all the charges: wanton endangerment in the first degree, assault in the first degree, assault in the third degree, assault in the third degree, another assault in the third degree, another assault in the third degree. Them is all the charges I picked up in the prison system.
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all something. See, prison, people ask me, how do you make it in I got along with people. I became friends with a lot of people, and I talked to all the serial killers. When I say talk to them, I mean we sit down and eat together. They tell me all the accounts of the little gruesome murders they did, why they did it, and a whole lot more. And one day I was locked up somewhere, and this lady going. She kept messing with this guy because his crime was having sex with dead bodies. That's all he gets locked up for. He don't do nothing else. So he's about ready to leave prison, and she didn't think he should ever get out. Somebody that she called filthy. She used to come up to his bars, say nasty things to him, push his food tray on the floor, stuff like that. And they had him on about 16 different types of medications. She picked at this man day in, day out, hoping he would make a threatening statement so she can take him to outside court, press charges, get the man more time in prison, keep him like that. Them guards is like that. Well, a serial killer is nobody to play with. They smart, intelligent, they calculators. They calculate stuff that we don't do. He didn't say nothing to her. The day he left, she came up missing, still missing, and they never seen her again or him. And about 8 months later, FBI agents came to talk to me, pulled me out. I said, what's this about? They introduced themselves. I'm agent so-and-so, agent this and that. You know, we talking to somebody and she coming, they said, you the only person this guy would talk to. Did he tell you where he's going or where he... I said, look, he didn't tell me nothing. So the lady, she tried that old police tactic stuff. Let me tell you something right now. You can be considered conspiring. All that old, when she came out real negative, I said, first of all, you can kiss mine, you know what? And you can too. Get out of my face. I'm already locked up. Ain't nothing y'all can do to me. I'm in the hole. I'm in prison, in a hole in prison. Get out of my face, man. And they never came back. So, I tell you what. I talked to him. That guy that was killing all them girls, throwing them in Shawnee Park River. Hey, I ain't like him, though. You know, he walk around prison. They talk about he spit on the judge. Probably he's dangerous. He carries a pipe and all that. I didn't care about all that, bro. I talked bad to him in his face. Me and my friend Gerard, we took his money. You know, I don't care how many ladies you kill and throw in the river. You ain't in. I'm not a lady. You ain't got your little whatever you use to do it with. You ain't got it. Can you fight? We went up against him. Then the one time Black Dude Country. Everybody remember that? Had a butcher knife in my throat, bro. In prison, had a butcher knife in my throat. He was crying. Nigga out of country town. He was crying. Everybody hollering, don't country. He's young country. All that. He said, I'll cut his throat. All that. And he had that knife pressed in my throat. He caught me, snuck up on me. They finally talked him to where he took his hand away from my throat and they took the knife out of his hands. They said, apologize to him, Fleece. I knocked him out. Yeah. Knocked him straight out, bro. They said, I apologize to them. I knocked him straight out, bro. Bro, we went to the hole, I put it out. We can't walk the yard together. Once you put a weapon on me, we cannot be in the same prison, period. You know, I done been through some mess, bro. Then everybody asked me, they said, you know Donut? Big gangster out of Louisville. I said, I know Donut. So I had a fight with him. I had a fight with Gina's, Donuts, Lil Money, a whole bunch of people. I had a fight with gangsters, bro. And guess what? I ain't lose none. In all my life, nobody can say nobody ever whooped me. Never. So, you know, we get these comments in, Fleece Johnson, this, and I just talked to my agent just now about somebody that sent a little funny old comment on a radio station. I just told him, I'm all for it, boy. I'll do live fights on this thing. Anybody call me out, I can do some live fights. I will. You want to know what I'm about? Talk to my agent.
We not doing no live fights, man.
Well, You know, I'm sick of all this little pity pack,
I know, let them
bull
have
crap,
it. Yeah, we ain't doing all that.
mouth running. They talk about people from movie stars to Jesus to the White House to down here in the ghetto, just a bunch of mouth runners. I'm gonna tell you something that I learned though that y'all didn't know. True, documented in the Bible. Them people that Moses led 40 years in the desert, they kept running their mouth. He called them stiff-necked. Just, man, they just got to run their mouth, bro. Just mouth runners. Who do you think they were? I know. I ain't even going there. You find out. But my thing is this. You know, people be challenging me, man. I don't know why, man. My name is Fleece Johnson. Fleece. In the English definition, it means the wool that covers a sheep. Let's go farther back to the root. The original definition for fleece is to destroy the enemy. That's the Hebrew Greek definition of my name. That's the original, the OG definition, to destroy my enemies, bro, whoever they be, I become. And I asked myself, something must be true about that because I've been in a lot of situations where, I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm not no, what you call, I'm not tough. I'm just intelligent. How about that? You know, you can, like, I'll give you an example. They had an inmate in there that could lift 600 pounds. I'm talking about he works out with that. Crush your body. And I told myself, there's no way in the world I can whoop this man. If I, go through all the wrestling and stuff. But I have strategy, man. In all my fights, I fight with strategy. Soon he ran up on me, I shot right down at his ankle. I'm not gonna let this big armed person grab me, bro. I swept, went straight, took his ankle, had his ankle over my shoulder, getting ready to break his leg, bro. Fight's over. And if I can't whoop you, I'll bust your head. See, I'm smart. I'm not like them old stupid cowboys in the Western days, stand out there in the streets, see who can outdraw the other. Why would I give you a chance to kill me, bro? As soon as it comes out of your mouth, you want to kill me, I'm coming for you. I hope I catch you laying down, back turn. Yeah, I fight to win. And that's why I won, that's why I'm alive, and that's why I survived. Man, when you go to the hole, remember, I used to watch people come in prison. I be in the hole. I said, how much time you get, bro? Man, they gave me 10 years. I said, I just did 12 years in the hole. I did your prison system in the hole. Nigga, you up here crying about 10 years you got to do. I just did it in the hole. But you meet some strange people in the hole, man. They put them in the hole for all kinds of reasons. And one guy, he was from bloody Harlem, Kentucky. He killed a state trooper, white dude. Used to make me mad, man, because he'd be crying every night. Oh, Curl, why you do it? I said, I hit the white man, why don't you shut up, man? And he would cry, then he'll cry again, then he'll sing his little stupid song. You'd rather not sleep on a fine feather bed at home with your husband and baby. You'd rather sleep on a cold, cold floor with Blackjack Davy. Davy was a black dude that I guess boned his wife or girlfriend, took her from him. Or something, they went through something, man. He went crazy. State trooper was called in, to calm the matter, and he killed a state trooper. And Blackjack Davy, or whoever he called him, Davy, he called him Blackjack Davy. And his woman, they still out there doing their thing while he's locked up crying. Killed a state trooper and all that. You rather not sleep on a fan feather bed at home with your husband and baby. You rather sleep on a cold, cold floor with Blackjack Davy. And I used to holler, what about your grandmammy? I say, hey man, look, let me tell you something, you little punk. I beat on that and said, you gonna stop his crying? So he wouldn't, so I threw some piss on him and shut him up. I said, I said, Carol, why you leave me, Carol? Why you leave me for Blackjack Davy? Hey, I meet some crazy people in the whole den. The craziest thing that ever happened in prison. These are all the people I meet in there. They had a little midget in there. He's about 2 feet tall. They call him Jockey.
They call him what?
Jockey.
Mm-hmm.
Real little, try to talk like a baby. He's like, how you doing, brother? And all that old stuff, trying to make his voice sound real small so people won't mess with him, you know. But they don't care now, man. They were screwed, whatever, hunchback on a day. If he spread his butt, they going in it, right? But let me tell you about this little boy. I was going to church now. Every week we got volunteer church groups come in, bring the congregation in, hold a service. So one day, we got our regulars come in. Let me tell you about these white people. They was from, I forget. They were so nice. They would give the inmates shirt off their back, literally. I had inmates go up and try to use me. I'm in debt. They said, well, how much you owe out? Well, I owe him $800. Then send it to him. One of them said, hey, I need a watch. Man took the watch off his arms, gave it to him. My granddaddy gave me this watch, and I'm giving it to you. You know, he's nice like that. So this little midget told him, said, I got a testimony. You know, try to talk real soft, like a little baby. So they said, let's hear it. He said, I made parole, but I don't have nowhere to go. So the lady bust out crying, right? They adopted this little boy. Adopted him, took him home, came home one day, and she said, the lady had 3 kids. You seen Searle, Annie, and Duke? He said, nah. Are you sure? I ain't see him. I don't know where he at. No, he's still trying to sound like a little kid. He's a devil. He took every one of her kids, put them in freezers, killed them, put one of them in the oven, killed them. He killed all of them. All of them. Then he gets back to prison. Inmates done went nuts. Everybody want to kill this little devil. Somebody hit him with a can opener and knocked his nose off. Hit him with a can opener, took his whole nose. He ain't got no nose. And so they knocked his nose off. They been trying to kill him, right? And it's how easy it is. They got a dog program. Where they let inmates get dogs to take a chance, retrain them, get them to a good family and all this. Every dog in there, when he walks past, them dogs go nuts. It's like like he's a spirit or evil spirit or something, right? I ain't never seen nothing like him. And guess what the guard locked him up for masturbating on one day. The guard was making rounds, you know, they look at each inmate cell, see who went out on the yard or who stayed in, and walked up on him masturbating. He had a Huggies You know them Huggies Pampers, where them little babies is bent over looking between their legs? He was masturbating off of that. See, you got crazy stuff in prison, buddy. So I'm telling all you little young cats out there, especially people that like to smell good and look good and, you know, dress good, and you ain't gonna see it in prison. You're gonna see some of the most filthiest stuff you ever saw in your life. Most of the time, you're gonna sit back and smell duty. Cause people do that all day long in their duty and throw it all over the walls and floors, and you got to sit there and smell. Do you actually want to lock yourself up and put yourself through that?
Let me ask you one question before we get out of here today.
Yeah.
I had a buddy me tell me about a rubber gun, like a gun they put in the hole and shoot these rubber balls into the cells, and they go real fast, and if they hit you, they hurt you and all that. Have you ever
No, I ain't never heard no bull crap like that. But here's what they got. I've been shot with everything they got. They them girls will sit out there at the desk. They modified the taser gun. They sit out there and unscrew it, take it apart, and redo it, make it worse, all right? Put it back together. When they used to have billy clubs, they got the solid steel billy club, but they put the wood on the outside, made people think it's only made out of wood, you know, so it can, but it's made steel. So, and then they got the 40 cal, the 50 caliber. It's a big old silver like that, and it's a cannon, and it's about this big, and it shoots the ball out, but
That's what I was talking about.
that right there shoot the balls out, and I'll tell you, before they shoot, then they got another one, a gun that shoot a lot of balls out, rapid fire.
Into your cell and it hit the walls.
Yeah, they go everywhere, and yeah, they do. They sting, but they don't. You know, I've been in fights where they lit me up with them, and it didn't stop me from fighting. That big one, though, just the sound of that'll make you want to stop. I'm talking about, boy, you be almost a good distance, they can shoot just the sound of it. It ain't no joke.
Have you ever seen the guards up in the tower shoot their guns at anybody?
Yeah, shot at me. They done shot at me once or twice, but before I came in, them guards in the towers are sharpshooters. Everyone they put up can shoot you right between the eye. No ifs or buts about it. Michael Knight, he was one of my friends got in a fight one day. He went up there, took a garbage can, and hit this dude in the head with it. And so we were just getting ready to go in, and they said, dude, dudes up. So I went up there in case it's a gang. So Michael Knight saw me running up there, and he got on that home. He said, Fleece Johnson, do not take another step. I will shoot you. Cause he know once I get to the fight, Mike already know how it's gonna go with me. It's gonna be bloody, buddy. It's gonna be some damage. And I turned and looked back, he was like that. He was like that. So
You stopped.
yeah, Mike, he wasn't too bad, man. I got him and that woman he married, that lady girl, I got them married, man. I said, he likes you. She said, yeah, I like him. I said, she said she likes you. He said, yeah, I do. And eventually I got them together. They got married and stuff, and it wasn't totally bad for me. And after I got through fighting all the guards, see, we get new ministrations. When I first came in, prison was up on an administration. Then years later, came up on another administration. Each one changes the rules and regulations and things in the prison system. So right now we got it where it's a lot of things need to be improved, and because they training these guards the wrong way. They training them to come in there and to try to do something in violation of the Constitution. You know, the cruel and unusual punishment and a whole lot of other stuff. You know, y'all don't get it. Why? Society, y'all supposed to be smart. Yeah, I want them locked up. Somebody robbed me or somebody robbed it. They should go to jail. They should go to prison. Okay, I agree with you. Put them up. But here's the question. They're going to get out someday. And how do you want them to be when they get out? Do you want them to be law-abiding citizens? Do you want them to come out of prison with revenge on their man? Come out here killing up stuff? If you want to help somebody, you'll help them. Them guys is locked up now and been treated like a dog, and then they throw them back out in society, and how you think they're going to operate out here? You know why they locked up? You ought to give them a lot of education or help. It helps. That's what changed me, knowledge. Knowledge changed me. You know, my mind evolved from one state to the other state, from that state to another state. It's the involving of the man. What involves your man is knowledge. It turns you, makes you see things differently. You know, that's what changed me was knowledge. You know, accepting the truth. Come up out of that little fantasy thing, accept the truth as reality. My beliefs. See, I don't walk around here with everybody's belief in me. Like, for instance, let's take an old belief, Santa Claus. That's somebody's belief that he incorporated into everybody else. Everybody else started believing it. Easter Bunny. Then everybody started believing there was a day where women, the girls with the skinny legs was in. Then the blondes was in. The girls with the big titties. And it was a time when that was viral. Then the girls with the big hips. Now we got the big butt thing going on. Then the girls with the long hair was in. Now the short hair girls is what's up. Redheads was in, then blondes. You know, and so we going through an involving on the man, right? There was a time when black and white couldn't go to the same school, but they do now. You know, knowledge, when knowledge increases, it brings about changes in the world, in communities, societies, government. So, back to me. I'm like this, man. I want to help people. I really do. I don't want nobody. People talk about the young people. I don't want nobody, young, old, anybody, male, female, go through even a half of what I just came from going through. You go to prison, you think how much time they give you? 6 years. You don't know what's going to happen when you get in there. That 6 years can turn into a life sentence, easy. You not make it out. You know, but I know this for a fact, that you're going to do what you're going to do. And I used to tell people this, as long as I'm able to accept the consequences, let me do me, man. Okay, we'll let you do you, but you gonna cry, bro. Y'all out there doing all this stuff, letting people talk you into stuff. See, I ain't letting nobody talk me into nothing. I ain't joining no cliques, no gangs, no nothing. You cannot take your belief and pose that on me. You think dude should get killed? I think he should. You think we ought to go to wild over $20? I say we shouldn't. You think I ought to take a life over $200? I think I shouldn't. So I got my own belief, man. I got my own beliefs. At least I can say that about myself. I'm not walking around here believing everything somebody, other people's beliefs, man. I got my own. I got my own belief about Donald Trump, the White House, about everybody. And look, let me tell you about Trump. This is what I don't like. You remember the day that they crucified Jesus in the Bible, that king told him, I ain't gonna have nothing to do with this. The killing of this just man, y'all see to it. He washed his hands and they holler, his blood be on us and on our children. They took a curse upon themselves. So the children of those that crucified this man still walks this earth. They done multiplied and, all over the earth now. We don't know who they are, but we know that curses on them and their kids. And sometimes I wonder when I see gruesome stuff happening on murders and stuff on TV, I be wondering why it happened to this person or this person. Why didn't it never happen to me or my family? Just like that. I'm thankful and grateful, and all this. Man, they got things going on right now y'all don't know nothing about, but I tell you this much. I'm thankful that I can like who I want to like. I don't let nobody tell me, I don't like this person, you don't like him. Don't speak to this person, that person is white. This person this and that. This person is Mexican. Asian. I speak to who I want to. I done established that. What about you? The ones that seen these little crazy comments towards me? Who you believe? What's your belief?